Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time seeing me, first time on my channel, just want to say welcome, and I hope you guys do stay. So please click the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel.
Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is everything. In and out, in and out, in and out, arguing.
So today I'm doing a little video for you guys. For those who don't know, I'm a crochet artist and I've been crocheting for almost 3 years now, and this video has been on my mind because a few of you guys have been asking me for some advice on how to start crocheting and how to start a crochet business and how to get into crocheting. So I just thought, let me do this video for you guys so that I can give you guys some advice and some tips on how to start your journey. I started crocheting back in 2020 during lockdown. Always said I wanted to become a fashion designer. Since I was little, I knew that I wanted to do fashion. I wanted to become a fashion designer. So one of the things that I wanted to do as a fashion designer was to be able to work with like different mediums in fashion. I wanted to work with fabrics, I wanted to work with wool, and all my life I've always wanted to know how to knit, but I've always struggled because I remember like back in primary school, my friends were like good at knitting and I always tried to join the knitting squad, but I sucked completely at knitting. So in 2020, I was just like, let me try again, let me try knitting again. So I tried, but it was so difficult. It was very difficult for me. I really struggled. I really tried to take my time with it, but it was just too complicated. And I don't know how the girlies are doing it, but the knitting girlies are eating it up, because I admire knitters so much because it's something that I really wish I knew how to do, but I honestly struggle. And I know that maybe if I put in the effort and the work, I'll probably get it right. But for now, I just decided like, I cannot do this. So I found crocheting to be easier for me. So during lockdown, I was just sitting at home and I was like, okay, I need to do something, because like I wanted to learn a new skill. And I was like, okay girl, you remember you always wanted to like know how to knit, but like I struggle with knitting. So I was like, maybe crocheting is easier. So luckily I found some wool at home, and I didn't have a proper crochet hook, but luckily my mom's friend, you know what crochet hook I started with? I'm gonna show you guys. This was the first crochet hook that I started with, and it's not a proper crochet hook. This is a crochet hook that's meant for like hair, but that's what I had at home at the time, and I was using that to crochet. And to my surprise, it was actually coming out proper, but I needed a proper crochet hook. And luckily my mom's friend came over and she saw that I was trying to crochet, and she was just like, I've got some hooks for you at home. And the reason why I went through that struggle was because all the shops were closed during lockdown, and I couldn't go to a shop and find like the materials that I needed. So I just had to use what was available to me at the time. So luckily my mom's friend had some crochet hooks at her house, and then I got the hooks and I just went straight onto YouTube, and I just started like searching like easy crochet videos for beginners. And one of the first things that I made was just like a simple, like, how do I explain? It was like a simple, let me just say like a scarf type of thing that I made, but then I turned it into a top. And every day I would just crochet, and my followers would be like, wow girl, you're doing so good. Like they were always encouraging me and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm really getting into this crochet thing. I might as well, you know, I'm getting good at this, might as well incorporate this like in my brand, my future brands, I don't know. But yeah, I just started watching YouTube videos and I was getting into it. I'm not gonna lie, at first it was so difficult. I'm being dramatic probably, but it was kind of difficult. But I told myself, listen, this is way easier than knitting, and you have to do this. Like you have to, you want to learn a new skill, so challenge yourself to do this thing. And it's not that difficult. Like, why do I keep saying it's difficult? But it's not that difficult. So I sat down almost every day I sat down, and when I would like practice how to crochet, I always made sure that I had like a book and a pen with me so that I could like write down my steps and patterns, because I am a visual learner, but I like to take down notes so that I don't forget. So that's basically what I was doing. I was taking down notes, and I would like follow all these steps every day, practice until I eventually started getting the hang of it. And then I started to like challenge myself more by making more advanced stuff like bikinis and stuff. So I challenged myself. Making a bikini at first was kind of difficult. I'll show you guys the first top that I made if I can find it. I'll show you guys. And it was kind of difficult at first, but I prevailed. I did it. And it was cute, but I kept practicing every day. So if you want to start your crochet journey, I would say be patient. Like, you have to be patient. You cannot want to like sit through and try and then you get frustrated and then you just leave it. Like, it's something that requires so much patience and practice, because like on your first try, obviously you're not going to get it right, because when you're beginning, like, you don't know the techniques on how to like handle your yarn, because sometimes you either pull the yarn too tight and then your product will end up being small, or you can pull it too loosely and like your product will be too loose. So practice makes perfect. I learned that for myself through crocheting. Like, everyone says practice makes perfect, but I saw that for myself, because when I look back at the stuff that I used to make, I can see the improvement on where I am right now. So practice daily. You don't have to practice daily, but practicing makes perfect. So practice as often as you can. Be patient. And also if you guys want to start and you don't know where to start, I would say YouTube. Let YouTube be your best friend, because there's so many tutorials that are super helpful for beginners. There's like the simple stuff, and then there's like the advanced, and then there's professional, like for, you know, the top crochet people. But anyways, there's so many levels to this, so everything you need is on YouTube. Like, if you want to learn how to make a hat, a scarf, a top, everything you need is on YouTube. Start off with your basic tools. So the basic tools I would say you might need, or you will need, is obviously some yarn. I started off using very chunky yarn, and I feel like that was easier for me to begin because I got the hand, like the grip of things. But if you can start off with like a tiny yarn, I feel like it could be a bit difficult, because I do kind of struggle using super thin yarn. But if you are different and you think you can do it, go ahead. But this is just my advice to you, is just try to use a thicker yarn, and also start off by using smaller hook sizes. Don't be using the super big hooks, because you might not be able to handle your hook and your yarn, so it just might mess up things for you. Now that we've got how I started and how you can start out of the way, I'm going to give you guys some tips on starting your crochet business, and I'm going to give you guys an insight on some of the mistakes that I made when I started my crochet business. So before I start going to that, I was not planning on having a business. I was not planning on starting a business. This just started out as a hobby, and just me wanting to acquire a skill. So for me, it was just a hobby, but my followers and my friends were just like, girl, you need to sell these things, you need to sell these things. So I was just like, okay, fine. And then I just started off by posting my stuff, and then this one friend of mine was like, oh, can you make me a skirt? I'm willing to pay for it. And I was like, cool. And then so many people were encouraging me to sell my stuff, and then I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna do it. So if you're new here and you don't know who I am, I'm Aisha, and I am a crochet artist, and I own a crochet business called Hooked by I. You guys can follow me on Instagram, and if you guys are interested in ordering some stuff, hit me up in my inbox. Started my business, and I made so many mistakes going into this that I just want to give you guys, so that you guys do not make the same mistakes that I made. So some of the mistakes that I made going into it was, firstly, I didn't like the prices that I was charging too little, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I was not making a profit. Like, I saw myself not making a profit. Another mistake that I made was I wasn't charging people first. Like, someone would come to me and they would make an order, and then I'll be like, cool, I'm gonna make this thing for you, and then you'll pay me when I see you. So I would get my order, and then I would take money out of my own pocket, and I would go to the shop and I would buy the yarns. Whether your custom needs 6 or 7 different types of yarns, I would buy them with money coming out of my own pocket, my savings, because at that point it was during lockdown, or I wasn't working anymore, I'm not sure. But I was taking money out of my pocket, basically my savings, and I would make the product, and then people would just not show up for their products. That time I already spent money, I spent my time, and nobody shows up. Nobody shows up, nobody leaves a message. Yeah, I'm stuck with products that no one is gonna buy. But I wish I could have just like posted the stuff and resold them, but I never thought of that. So I just took my L and I gave it away to my sibling, and I obviously made a loss, because I remember like this one time, this one girl asked me for like a rainbow top, and you know in the rainbow there are like 7 colors. So I went to the shop, I bought all my 7 different yarns, made the top, no show. Messaged her, no show. Like, every time I messaged her to meet up with her, she would always give me an excuse. And remember at this time I'm saying I made the products, and then I would meet up with them and then they would pay me. That was a big dumb mistake. Like, I should have never done that, but I thought I could trust people. But like, doing that really taught me that you cannot trust anyone, even if they are your followers, even if they're always commenting on your stuff, even if they're always showing you love on social media. You cannot trust anyone, because I was always getting disappointed by these people. So I ended up blocking this girl because she just didn't show up. Like, I was going back and forth with her for almost a whole month, telling her, come collect your stuff, let's meet up, give me my money. But no show, and I took a loss. And there's just so many other stories that I can tell about the L's that I took, and I missed out on so much money because I was just not charging people first and then making the order. So if you're starting your crochet business, guys, please do not do what I did. People need to first pay you, just for any business in general. Like, if you have any other business, just make sure that people are first paying you and then you give them their order. Don't do what I did, because that was so dumb. Another mistake that I made was my delivery, my choice of delivery. Because I was like, let me be a nice person, let me be open and willing to meet people halfway. So I'd be like, if you can't afford delivery, let's meet up somewhere convenient enough for you. And I would either meet up with them in town, because town is very convenient, so I'd always meet up with them in town. But the mistake of doing this is that people would not show up on time. Use my transport money, get to town, they don't show up. That time, I'm telling you guys, I didn't have a policy of pay first. So they're supposed to pay me and then get the order. So I used my transport money, got to town, didn't get my pay, didn't meet the client. I just wasted public transport money. So yeah, I'm just not doing it again. So if you wanna start your business, to avoid disappointment, have a good delivery option in place so that you guys don't get played, because it is losing money is not nice, guys. Especially in this economy that we're living in. Like, saving means so much to me, so losing money is just no. I just can't do it. I've been seeing a lot of people starting the crochet businesses as well. And I would like sometimes pop in with them and they would tell me how much their prices are, and I would just be like, baby girl, I was in your position, I was making the same mistakes, so don't make the same mistakes that I made. Because they would tell me like, oh, I'm making a 3-piece set, maybe like a top, a pants, and like a throw over for like 150 rand. Baby girl, that was me, so I'm not fully judging you because that was me. But baby girl, listen, you spend so much money on yarn. Yarn is not cheap. So yarn is expensive. So if you're charging 150 rand, baby girl, I know you're not making a profit, because I know how much yarn is. I know you're not making any profit, but I know you're doing it because you're starting off. But I just feel like as a beginner crochet artist or as an artist, I feel like you need to start you need to value your work, value your craft. It is so important, especially if it's coming from your hands. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like on my video. Subscribe as well. Please subscribe to my channel because I'm trying to grow. I've got amazing content planned out for you guys. I've got tutorials. I'm going to be posting crochet tutorials on like simple stuff for beginners or beginner friendly stuff. And also don't forget to follow my business page. It's at Hooked by I. And also I just hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.